So, as you can see, I've got a few pieces of timber here. I've got the template, which I've traced on the top piece of timber. Trace it all across here. I've then screwed those 3 pieces of timber together because I want to cut 3 of these out and then place it on my former. How I am going to cut it out is using that bandsaw. Okay, we have the second piece laser cut, and this is our piece. So we'll just see if we can just pull it up, and all the pieces should just fall out. We've got 2 pieces that are being a little bit, just need a little bit of persuasion. They just pop out like that. Perfect. So that's our 2 pieces overlapping each other. And you can see in the middle that they're pretty similar, but then as we go further out on each side, they become more and more separate patterns. Okay, perfect. All right, now let's see if we can lay this up on the former. So this is what we call our former. Explain now what this former is and how it works. Okay, so this obviously follows the curvature of the I suppose light shade that we want to create. So what we're going to do first is, and we're not going to lay it up, we're not going to glue it right now, we're just doing a test. We're going to lay this up here, like that. We're going to lay this here, just like that. Perfect. And then we're going to lay this into our former right position, if we can, as close as we can. Might not be perfect, but that's okay. Now, we've got these clamps here as well, which we'll use in a minute. But the most important piece is our press. So let's get that press. And as you can see, I've got a skin on the press as well. So it applies pressure on all aspects or all parts of our light shade. Just see if that all lines up. We don't want too many big gaps, but it's lining up. It's aligning really well on the edge. Now, I don't mind that that edge there is black, because we're going to send that back. I've allowed for an extra 3 or 4 mils on the perimeter of our piece, so that we can just send that back and clean it up. So a little bit of room for error. So we'll just put these clamps on, and we won't put too much pressure on the clamps to begin with. We'll just put them on. But again, like I said before, if you have a bad former, you're going to have a bad outcome. It's not going to come out very well. And there's a wee bit of a gap, but that's not too bad. I think it all needs to move this way, the former. Yeah. So, what we'll do is we'll just release these. Let's see if we can move it forward, which we've done. That is much, much better. That's turning out really well. I have a lot of confidence now that once we glue this up, there won't be any major gaps. Because you don't want any gaps between the layers, because if you've got any gaps in the layers, it tends to delaminate and just pull off each other, especially when there's a little bit of heat or something like that. So there's a lot of compression right through the piece at the moment. It means that when we do glue it up, that there won't be any gaps. The glue will penetrate both layers of timber, and you're going to have a nice, good finish on it. Perfect. So let's remove these clamps again. They're really handy as well, these clamps. They're quick release. There we go. Perfect. Cool.